Fairy Tales. Pinocchio. Once upon a time, there was a poor toy maker named Geppetto, whose dearest wish had always been to have a son. One day, as he sat at his workbench making a wooden puppet, it seemed to look at him and to smile. "How I wish I could look on the face of my son," he said. "I will call him Pinocchio." Geppetto did not know it, but the blue fairy had heard what he said. "He deserves to have his wish granted," she thought. "Pinocchio shall be the son to Geppetto." And as Pinocchio's eyes opened wide, so there came a chirping noise from the fireplace. "Meet Jiminy Cricket," said the fairy. "He is your conscience to tell you from right to wrong, Pinocchio." Geppetto was overjoyed to have a son. "At last! You must go to school, Pinocchio," he said. "That's right," nodded Jiminy Cricket. "Otherwise you'll turn into a donkey." Geppetto even sold his only jacket so he could buy Pinocchio the spelling book he needed to take to school. "Goodbye, father," he called. "I shall make you proud of me," he said. But that was before Pinocchio knew Fire Eater's puppet theater in town. Taking no notice of Jiminy Cricket, he sold his book to buy a ticket, and soon he was on stage singing and dancing. Fire Eater wanted Pinocchio to stay, but when the time came to move far away from home and Geppetto, he was afraid. Being a wonderful singer and dancing puppet, he didn't seem so clever after all. "Geppetto sold his jacket to send me to school," he sobbed to Jiminy Cricket. "He'll wonder where I am." Luckily for him, Fire Eater knew Geppetto, and he gave Pinocchio 5 pieces of gold to take home to him. "I can buy Geppetto a new jacket," cried Pinocchio. "5 gold pieces! Is that all?" scoffed the cat. "Bury them in our magic field," said the fox with him. "You'll have a tree of gold next day." "No, Pinocchio," said Jiminy Cricket. "That's Geppetto's money." How Pinocchio wished he had listened to Jiminy when he discovered that the crafty cat and the silly fox had dug up the gold he had buried.
What was wrong, Pinocchio?
"I dropped the coin that I was taking home to Geppetto."
Where do you think you lost the money?
I think it fell off my pocket when I was going to school. What's going on my nose?
Now you know one small lie can grow into a big lie, just like your nose.
Okay, I think you're true. I promise I will never lie again.
If you had listened to Jimmy Cricket, none of this would have happened.
Yeah, that was true. I should have listened to Jiminy Cricket. Thank you, and I promise I will never lie again.
Okay, Pinocchio, now you learn your lesson
Yes.
of not telling a lie.
Pinocchio knew this was true, and full of good intentions, he set off home. He had only gone a little way when a carriage full of children came along, pulled by some very strange-looking donkeys. "Come to the land of toys," they cried. "Play all year round." "Don't listen to them," warned Jiminy Cricket. But Pinocchio was already jumping up, determined not to miss any of the fun. He thought that the land of toys was wonderful. No books, no lessons, just as much as to play as anyone wanted. After a while, he noticed that his ears felt rather heavy and long, thick and furry. "I said you'd turn into a donkey if you didn't go to school," scolded Jiminy Cricket. "What will you do now, Geppetto?" cried Pinocchio. "I want to go home to Geppetto." Pinocchio was afraid everyone would laugh at his donkey ears, but the people were too upset to even notice. "Geppetto went to the sea looking for you," they said. "We think he was swallowed by a whale." "Poor father," cried Pinocchio. "I must find him." He made his way to a place where Geppetto was last seen and jumped into the inky blackness of the sea, gusts of wind hitting him in the face. Suddenly, he saw a light ahead. He swam towards it and found himself crawling, then walked into a sort of underground cavern. "Pinocchio!" cried a voice. "Pinocchio, my dear brave son!" Pinocchio had never been so glad to see anyone, even if he had swum inside a whale by mistake. "We'll get through the whale's mouth, then we'll make for the shore," he told Geppetto. "Just follow me." When the whale opened its mouth, they were out, but Pinocchio was soon very tired, swimming for Geppetto, as well as himself. By the time Jiminy Cricket has guided them to dry land, he could hardly move. The blue fairy was waiting when Geppetto carried him to dry land. "Well done, Pinocchio," she said. "You would have shown that you are a brave and loving son. You should have your reward." And instead of a wooden puppet, Pinocchio became a real boy with a beaming smile for Geppetto, and a conscience of his own to tell him right from wrong. How happy Jiminy Cricket was both for his friends. The end.